This is the town square of Bentonville, where Walmart started, where it all began, for whatever that's worth. This is, I don't know, anybody in this country has never been in a Walmart, but you'd be surprised. Some of these people have never been to a Walmart. Sadly, I think this is closed, folks, and I don't think they're allowing people to tour in the museum. But I would love to at least walk in and see Walton's.
You are going the wrong way down the street.
No, I'm not, so shut up. We shall see here. Let's get parked. We gotta turn around. Town square Bentonville is thriving, man. It ain't like a old rundown small town, man. It really is thriving, man. And I would have had a parking space here had let's see how my parking skills are. I don't think they're all that. But we'll know it. Not too bad considering. Well, it's the original Walmart. Walton's General Store, and unfortunately it is closed, guys. So I hate it. I really wanted to tour this. It actually smells all musty and old. That's the cool part about it. Post Cereals is home in Jonesboro, Arkansas. If you've ever eaten Post cereals, they're made in Arkansas. man, I'll tell you what, I am blown away. I hate that I did not get to see the Walmart Museum, Sam Walton and all. I mean, the store, you walk up to the door and you can just smell it's musty and old. It's the original Walton store. Really cool history in that. And I'll tell you who did a really good video on it, and I mentioned her, Casey Roman. Go see that video she did, because she walked through. There's, I don't know if it's here or somewhere, there's they have some gardens and stuff, and memorial gardens of him and a lot of that stuff. It's really cool. And this town, when I pulled up in this town square, and if you go to Eureka Springs, come to Bentonville and just see the square. They've got really nice restaurants and coffee shops, and it looks real like you stepped off in this really eclectic town in Colorado somewhere or something, or Oregon. I would never expect it for Arkansas. I mean, no offense. I'm not trying to be negative about Arkansas. It's just, Arkansas gets a bad rap on a lot of things they shouldn't, because there are some nice places in every state in this country, believe it or not. People don't believe it, but, some not as much as others, unfortunately. But they have done an amazing job. And you got a lot of these Walmart execs that live here, and they make a lot of money a year. And they're here, and you can tell there's money here. But you can tell it's just people that live here because it's quiet. There's no stress. You can live your life, man. A lot of people riding bikes around here and stuff, and it's just not a town or community that you would expect in Arkansas or in some areas. And you get in the outskirts of this town square, and it's just the town of Bentonville. It's different things. But I walked into the neighborhood grocery. It's on the square, Walmart neighborhood grocery. You thought you'd walked into a Whole Foods. I had never in my life seen a Walmart neighborhood grocery so clean in my life, so quiet and so prim, proper, so well stocked. It's unbelievable. I saw a few things in there that I ain't even seen in Walmart. It was so nice. And it's just so cool, man. I wish every Walmart looked that clean and proper, and it was just, quiet and people respecting, while you're shopping. Not every Walmart's like that, unfortunately. You got some crazy people that's probably why they get the bad rap of the Walmart people, or people of Walmart.com. Though I do resent these politicians calling the smelly Walmart people, because they're way off on that. That's a whole different story. That ain't cool. But man, I am impressed with this little town. I could not believe it. And I got me some Quest protein chips while I was at it. Try another flavor. The last were a little bland, but we'll see. I didn't get on here to talk about protein chips, but I am totally amazed. And from here, I'm going to go back to Eureka and head to Heber Springs. But before then, I've got to call the park rangers over there and see if everything's open before I go. And maybe you can sit on the lake and get some work done. It'd be great. That I will. So, but I have to say, it's worth a visit. And when the museum opens, it's worth to see it. And I hate I didn't get to. It's free of charge. They don't even charge you to see it. And I think that's cool. So, Sam Walton had an amazing business model. And funny story as a side note, I years ago thought I'll get a part-time job at night, over my full-time, and go stock shelves at Walmart. I have to deal with people, be quiet. And they have this thing where you got to take your computer-based learning test, and you have to learn everything that Sam Walton was said about his principles of what you do. You walk people to the item, and you don't tell people where to go. And sadly, that's not happening anymore. People just don't care. Sam Walton would be infuriated if he knew that a lot of these employees were not doing what he expected out of them. And I just don't think it's I hate to be negative, but I don't think that's impressed upon enough, where you walk people to the item. You don't tell them in point, I took the test and started, and they had me walking around vasing merchandise on the shelf, which I don't think is done enough much more anyway in some of these Walmarts. But I thought I'd been working 3 hours that day, and I was only working about an hour. And I was like, I can't do this. And my dad laughs every day about it, but I wrote a letter to him saying, listen, thank you for hiring me. It was about 3 days. 2 of it was computer-based learning, and 1 day, not even a full day on the job. It's just not for me, but I can't thank you enough for hiring me, blah, blah, blah. And when I called them, asked if they got it, they're like, yeah, we did. No one's ever done that. You were recommended for rehire anytime you ever want to come back to Walmart. I was like, oh my God, can't believe I did that. So that's my little Walmart story. But he had an amazing principle about, and it's the reason why Walmart is as big as it is today. But sadly, there's a lot of corporate in Walmart right now that he wouldn't have approved of either. A lot of stuff that isn't made in America. He was a big proponent of made in America, and it was obvious. So good man he was. But anyway, I'm going to shoot to head for Heber Springs and see how that goes. What's going on, my friends? I tell you, man, some things have changed here at Dam Site Park in Heber Springs. It's been about 14 years since I've been here, and I was pulling in going, something's different. The ranger station where you check in was in a different place, and this whole area where we used to swim and stuff, now getting the way we used to go to that is all underwater. So there's a whole day use area now. I need to go look at that. But when I thought I had a parking space, it was on the lake. It's on the lake, but there's trees everywhere, so I can't see the lake. But that's okay. I'm going to walk down there and go check that stuff out. But I tell you, man, Bobby Shettles and I used to come down here all the time. And funny story is that, you know, it's hard to believe that there are still dry counties. And those of you who might not know what a dry county is, and I would think that you do, is a county where they do not sell or allow alcohol. And I guess if you have alcohol, you got to keep it inside your house, because it's, some of these southern counties still have a prohibition on alcohol. But there are people up in here camping with alcohol. You know, they just keep it to themselves, and they ain't saying, it's park rangers ain't saying anything. As long as they're out walking around with containers, are good. Funny story though on that, Bobby and I we had a tent site. It was on the, like, out in the open on the lake. It was beautiful, and it's where the day use area is now apparently, because they don't let anybody camp over there anymore. Disappointed. We were packing up to leave, and I had this 5-gallon bucket. It had Budweiser on it. It was a styrofoam, kind of a cooler type bucket. And we were packing everything. It was sitting right there by the street, and couldn't have been more obvious. It said Budweiser on it. Park ranger pulls up. Now, mind you, being on the park here, which is the Army Corps of Engineers, I don't know, didn't know 100% of the rules, and we knew it was a dry county. I kind of froze, and he stopped, and he was just kind of looking at us and just sitting there. And I said, don't look, Bobby, don't even act funny. Park ranger stopped. He's looking at us. Let's hope to God he doesn't get out the truck, because if he does, we're done. So we stood there. We were packing up the tent and everything, and he just slowly pulled off. Never got out of the vehicle, thank God. Oh, man, we had beer and these little cans of the Jim Beam and Coke pre-made in the 12-ounce cans and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, it was a good thing he did not get out the truck and want to search that bucket, because it wouldn't have been too good for us in a dry county. So we packed that up, and as soon as we got out of town, we dumped that stuff out of our vehicle about as quick as I could get it out of my truck. So that's one little story. But let's come down here, man, and just lay out on the lake all day long, man. And it was really nice. We had a good time. We had a lot of good times down here over the years. So that has changed indeed. So, you know, over years, things are going to change. That's the way it is. So. But anyway, I'm going to go walk and check this out. And, well, my friends, I guess you can see me. This lake is absolutely beautiful. But, man, I'll tell you, it has changed. The swimming area we used to go to is all underwater now. We used to walk to that island a few years ago. The water level rose, and it took out some campsites that were over here. We used to camp right over there. And I mentioned on that hill right there, that was where Bobby Shuttles and I were when that Ranger pulled up on us and we thought we were going to jail with alcohol. I mean, that Budweiser container couldn't have been more obvious. I tell you. But one thing I'll say, man, is Greer's Ferry Lake, man, is beautiful, man. Here in Arkansas, if you come to Arkansas, this is a lake to visit. Come swimming, get on a boat if you can do it. Come camping out here. It's beautiful. And there's a museum up around where the dam is and how it was built by the Army Corps of Engineers. That's quick around the corner drive. It's beautiful. I tell you, man, this lake, I've been out on this lake in a boat skiing, and it's beautiful. It really is. It's clean as can be, man. And where, I don't know if you can see where that kid's jumping off out there. There's a kid jumping off out there. You probably can't see it. But man, that rock was, how much that water's risen? That rock we jumped off was probably about 50, 75 feet, close to 100 feet. This lake is deep. There's parts of this lake is so deep, they don't even know how deep it is. Some people seem to think that there was a whole town that was underwater just sitting at the bottom of this lake somewhere. I really don't know. That could be just a myth, or it could be true. But I tell you, man, I want to sit out here in the morning and do some music. Find a coffee table, a picnic table. I may on this point over here in the morning get up early and come in and do some work, because a lot of these people won't be out here 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Just want to sit out here and maybe get some work done if the table's clean. My campsite, the table is under pine trees, man, and it's just got tree sap for pine tar all over it. I can't sit down on it, man. I get that stuff all over me, and everything else is hell to get off. But anyway, it is beautiful out here. It really is. Been a long time since I've been out here. I gotta tell y'all an interesting story. Not a lot of people know about this. And I didn't tell y'all this, but put this on YouTube so somebody's gonna know I told you. The whole world's gonna know it. But a lot of people may deny it, but it's not. It's the truth. You know Bill Clinton and how he is. Bill Clinton's governor in Arkansas. Bill Clinton is the longest running governor. Probably was the longest running governor in the history of Arkansas. He ran more terms. And I'm not saying there was voter corruption or anything like that in Arkansas. You know the Clintons. They've done some things awfully shady and much questionable. But Greer's Ferry Lake, and I didn't tell y'all this. See that boat marina down there? I used to go down there. We'd go down there when we were down docking the boat, sometimes in the boat marina down there. Back in the day, the guys at the boat marina used to tell stories, and they'd say, because there were some big houseboats out here. And Bill Clinton used to bring all his girls out here on the weekends and use his buddy's houseboat. They'd say, yeah, old Slick Willie'd come in about a Thursday, Friday night. His wife and pair, Jennifer Flowers, and all these girls would come out here with him. Half the girls that accused him for misconduct were willing anyway. I've heard the stories, and trust me, guys, I'll tell y'all. There's a lot about the Clintons a lot of people don't know about. And it's a trip. But anyway, this is the lake, folks. When they talk about, if you ever heard about a houseboat or a boat on a lake that Bill Clinton used to go to, it was Greer's Ferry Lake. I thought I'd add that little tidbit for you. Van's looking good, sitting right there, all ready to camp. Well, my friends, this is van life, sitting out the door of my van. Wish I had more view of the lake. These trees are beautiful. Yes, they are. I'll turn some lights on here when it gets dark. It is nice. You see the sun coming up through the lake right there. It's pretty cool. I tell you, man, I'm just sitting here chilling out with the door open. It's nice. It's a little humid. The AC works so cool when this thing's badass. I love it. That AC is so cool. And park ranger ain't around. I'm gonna have a beer. Yes, I am. It's been a while since I've had a beer. I don't drink like I used to, man. I don't know what it is, but I guess I just used to party years ago, man. But you know, I just occasional beer from time to time with the folks. That's about it. But Coors Light. It's what was in the fridge. Hell, I can't find. There's no beer around here in a store within 30 miles, probably. So that's all I've got. There's only probably a couple in my fridge anyway. So it's not a 6-pack, that's for sure. Oh, that water is beautiful out there. I tell you what I do need to do is I need to show more of Charleston, South Carolina, where I live. It is absolutely beautiful, and I need to show it before these people moving in come in and mess it all up for us, man. That's what I fear. I'm serious, man. If anybody's watching us move to Charleston from anywhere else, I think you could kind of understand, really understand, you know, the way we feel, man. My family and several generations are from Charleston, man, and I've seen that city grow like I've never thought it would. You get people coming in trying to kill the historical value of our city and building a million different hotels. I mean, there's a place for hotels and there's a place for keeping things the way they should be and the way it was, but what can you do, man? That's just money. That's what money does. Money can be the root of all evil, and it can be the root of good. Sadly, it's more root of evil than good. I hate to say that. Nice to have, but some people, when they have it, they turn into different people. They really do. So, but I want to show, there's a lot of cool stuff in Charleston, man. I don't think YouTube shows a lot of, and I'm going to do it. It really is cool. Some corners I don't think a lot of YouTubers even know much about. Cool thing though is YouTubers get on, and I need to go down there with my vans. Somehow these guys come in town, park on the battery on the water, and no one says anything to them. I need to go down there and open the door and chill out and just do some music for a day. Why not, man? Not hurting anybody, no one cares. It's not a bad thing, man. I mean, if it's not real hot and you're not bothering anybody, no one cares. It really is. It's pretty cool. So it is. But it's good to chill out here, man. I've been wanting to come here for a good while. It's been a long time, so I love it. I know one thing though, it's badass. I got better cell coverage here. We're out. There's of course a town here, but when I was in the state of Mississippi, there was no cell coverage. I got great cell phone coverage here, man. Can't beat that. You come out here, get some work done, upload some music to my publishers, it's great. If I were closer, I'd come out here more often. But I'll tell you what, we got some nice lakes in South Carolina, man. And I'm gonna get a state parks pass. And I think till all this COVID blows over, my traveling is probably not gonna be cross country like last year, this year. I'm gonna have to just go in spurts different places. My next one might be though, and I can do it in a couple of days, I may drive to the Florida Keys, man. I haven't driven down there. I've been down on a cruise ship. I want to go down to Key West. I want to go down there, man, and I want to just drive A1A, man. It'd be cool. And then come back up 75 and hit 301, and 301 will take me right up to 26 in South Carolina, right through South Carolina, and just, you know, drive and see places I haven't driven and stuff I haven't done. It's so cool. And drive through some corners of Florida I haven't driven. I think it'd be cool. But I think, you know, showing a lot of the state parks in South Carolina, we got some beautiful state parks. But so close to mountains, man. I really would love to just go back up. We had a mountain house in Brevard, right above Brevard, North Carolina, where the Blue Ridge Parkway is. So beautiful there. It was Cedar Mountain, North Carolina. This place was beautiful. If I get a chance, what I might do is I might can show a picture of that house. We called it the Rock House. God, it was so beautiful. It was an old house, man, and I wish we had never sold that. My grandparents would have never sold that house, man. It's the one thing God, it would have been a place to get away and do some music and just spend a weekend and just no one bothering you. It was so peaceful. You leave the windows open, you smell that mountain air. Oh, I love it, man. I'll tell you. And my brother talks about wanting to retire and just move to the mountains. I don't give a damn if I'm in a cardboard box. I might do the same thing. A lot of the city stuff, man, it's getting crazy, man. It really is. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, but the only thing is you gotta have access if you get to a certain age to healthcare things. You know, you don't get too far out. So that's the only hard part about it. Maybe live up there, and then God forbid you got to get to an age and health, you got to be close enough to city centers. But it's nice, it really is. So that it is so nice.